Hi everyone, welcome to my basement. As you can probably see, I'm in the process of finishing it. My wife and I bought this house in March of 2020, and the basement was completely empty. And so the plan was the entire time to finish it at some point. A couple of years ago, I was thinking I'd really like a bathroom down here because my shop is attached to the basement here, and I really wanted a bathroom down here. So I kind of started with that a couple of years ago. Last year I started framing a lot of the walls, as you can see, but the framing's not quite done yet. So I'll give you a little tour here and kind of show what I'm working on, and we're gonna go from there. So first, it is a lookout basement, as you can see out the windows there. And so this is the storage room. We're moving the water heater. It's over by the furnace right now, but we're moving it here. You'll see that later, but that's not quite set up yet. It's a big storage room. We wanted something that could fill a lot of space or fit a lot of things, like Christmas decorations, mementos, sports things like that. So eventually we do have a spot for a utility sink that I'll put in. I set all that up, and that is the wall to the bathroom, which we'll go take a look at now. And so this is where the stairs come down, and this will be a closet right here for jackets, winter gear, extra clothes, things like that. So here is the bathroom. So we started about 2 years ago, but really got this far about a year ago. Wife did the tile, which looks really good. Walls are pretty much finished. We haven't done the ceiling, obviously, and the shower, we're not in too of a hurry for that. So that's gonna be a while yet. But so right now, like I said, we're still working on the framing. Most of the walls are all framed up. The last wall that really needs to go in is right here. So this is obviously the furnace and the water heater that's gonna be moved. So there'll be a wall here with a 6-foot door, so you can access the furnace if you need to service it or fix it, look at it, whatever you need. Before we can do that, the water heater needs to move, so we're not working on that today. What we are working on today is kind of the box framing for the ceiling here. And so I've never done this before, so kind of figuring out as I go. I'm thinking about boxing this sewer pipe here first, and then we'll bring the framing down for the bulkheads here. So we'll get started, getting the pouches on, and we'll get to work. So last time I didn't film a lot of it, but I got the bulkhead built here. There's kind of a ladder system in there, and then I attached the OSB to that. There were sections where there was more than 24-inch span, so the drywall couldn't span that entire reach. So I put the OSB here so the drywall can attach to the OSB. So if you can see the laser green line, that's going to be the start of the drywall coming down. I'm not sure if it picks it up on camera, but it's fairly level where the green line is. And then this bulkhead got built last time as well. And so what we need to do this time is this bulkhead's going to continue out to here and then go up. Issue is that when we have the drywall spanning this area, again, you can see the green line where the drywall is going to start. There's nowhere to attach the drywall up into right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some pieces of 2x4 and plane them down to the thickness I need, so that when I go to screw the second 2x4 on, it's going to be perfectly flush with this. And then I can attach the drywall to that. So that's what we're going to try here. Almost. Let's get a level and see. Here. Could go up maybe just a 1/16 of an inch or something, but it's not going to be noticeable. So we're going to go with that. You all right?
Yeah, I tried to squeeze it too tight.
Did you break anything?
Huh?
Did you break any of the wood? This smells like straight solvent. So I'm gonna put this like that.
Do you need the glue? Or, oh, you're using that. Like,
I'm using liquid
it's
nails.
going to the...
Beam, yeah. I know, that's good. You want
extra? Not too much extra.
just enough.
Just perfect.
Well, if it is a little extra here, it's no big deal.
Right, yeah, it's not visual.
You know, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to clamp both. This is gonna glue overnight, and I'll put another piece of wood that basically the same length, and I'll screw it into this one, and it'll be just flush with this wall. So then I can put an 8-foot long board, run it across, and I can put that next board up or down exactly where I need it. So liquid nails on this beam should be plenty strong. I'm not worried about the strength. So you just saw me mark for all the strapping that's gonna go on the ceiling. And so the reason I'm doing that is because we have some water lines and other things that are right on the ceiling. So we're gonna drop the ceiling down just 1.5 inches, just the width of a 2x4. That way we can hide all that. We don't have to move any of the water lines. And the 1.5 inches of height in the ceiling isn't gonna be a big deal. These are good size basement ceilings. So got all of those marked on the floor joists. Got a couple of those blocking in, so we can screw those 2x4s in too. So we can get work on putting the strapping up. Probably won't finish today. This project is just to finish our basement. So we weren't using this space at all before, so it's just gonna be extra new space. So this project's gonna take a couple of years, but that's okay with us. So, well, I'm gonna get some strapping on. All right, morning everyone. Today's a new day. The battery in the camera died last night, so you didn't get to see everything that we finished, so I'll show you what that is. 1/3 of the strapping done. I'm trying to stagger the seams. Probably doesn't matter, but might as well do it. Some of here got a little farther, but yeah, I'd say 40% done, 30-40% done, something like that. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to take these clamps off up on the beam here, make sure they're nice and secure. We'll get that board on, and then we'll start building bulkhead for the pipes here. But if we got that done today, we could start doing the rest of the strapping. So let's get to work. Feels solid. time on there for a sec? So I got the bulkhead mostly done. And it just so happened that this became level with the other side and it landed right on top of the wall that I built. I didn't really plan that out, so that worked out pretty nice. Things don't always work out that well. So this works. That's not good. I'm gonna have to secure that. So, when I was installing the bulkhead, as you have seen, this ledger board, or whatever you want to call it, started to move. And so it turns out that adhesive, the liquid nails, didn't do its job. I think what happened was that I'd never cleaned the beam. So the beam was probably dirty, dusty, and so the liquid nails stuck, but it stuck to the dust and the dirt and not to the beam. So it took a little bit to figure out what I was going to do. I ordered some screws for wood to metal, but we need to get this on here, you know, a strong fastener. So that's a bummer, but live and learn, and we'll get it on there securely. But I don't want to build the little box around here yet, since this might move. We might put some fasteners in different places, so we're gonna hold off on that. You saw I got the end of the bulkhead completed, and so what I can do now is I can work on the strapping, and then next weekend when I have the screws, I will secure that. So a little bit of a step back, but not the end of the world. So let's do some strapping. Hi everyone, it's the next weekend for me. I bought some screws. It's supposed to be able to go through a 1/4 inch thick mild steel, which everything I've read that these beams are mild steel. However, I was not able to, I couldn't penetrate this through the steel. I don't know why that is, if this is just harder steel, not mild steel, or if it's too thick or what. But I think what we're going to try to do is use some metal bits to drill through the bottom, through the beam, and then we can put a screw into the wood from the bottom. So that's the plan. So you can see, here's the screw that I try to put in, and that's as deep as it goes until it hits the beam, and it wouldn't go any deeper. So I said we're going to try to drill up through here into the beam, ideally through the beam. All right. So in this hole, I put this screw, which is just like a deck screw, but I do have these 4-inch construction screws. So it'll be going almost the full thickness of the 2x4. So I think that will be stronger. So I'll put a couple more down on the other ones, and then I'll put a board across here that'll hold it. So it wiggles, but it can't come out. But I'm going to use the pocket hole jig, just because I want to, I guess. So I bought the pocket hole jig. More like woodworking, not carpentry, but well, I'll show you how I decided to frame that. Don't think there's a right way or a wrong way. There might have been a better way, but so because of the beams here, I couldn't put a normal 2x4. So these are 3/4 inch plywood, and this is 3/4 inch plywood. So 2x4 out, 2x4 up, and then plywood on either side of it. So the pocket holes really came in handy here. It's really strong, probably stronger than it needs to be. But there's a place for drywall to attach everywhere. So it'll end up here, so there's a spot there, on this side and this side, all the way around. So no more blocking is needed. The drywall can be attached everywhere. No. Some of the other kind of small things we're gonna need to do, mostly it's related to drywall. So somewhere where drywall needs to be fixed. So for up these walls, we're bringing it down an inch and a half. When the drywall comes up, it's not gonna have any place to attach here. So we need to put little pieces between each bay. They don't need to fit tight, they just need to be there to attach drywall to. We also have to put more wood up here on the beam. So there's lots of small things. Ooh, another thing I can point out, which is unique about my basement, is that there was some foundation issues previously. And so the previous owner had a company come in and install these big braces to help hold the foundation up. And you can see them in the storage room. And so every year you need to torque down those nuts to 100 foot-pounds like every spring. So we need to keep this accessible. So we'll need to box this in a little bit and still be able to get at that nut. And so we'll have to figure out how to do that one. But we'll have to do two. So it's this one. Most of them are in the storage room. There's 3 actually. There's 2 over here. So you can see the wrench here. So we need to box these out so we can access those. Hopefully we're gonna finish the strapping today. Maybe get to some of those drywall blocking tomorrow. So that's the plan. Let's get at it. Spend most my happy hours here at home. So it's another day. Show you what I got finished yesterday, which wasn't a lot, but it was something. The headers here, got these in, had to plane those down a little bit. Now they're either behind the other 2x4s or flush, so that's good. So we got that one in on that window, and then the other one on the other window. So we got that done, and then the other big thing we got done was the blocking on the beam. And so you can see up there the full length across it, and it's pretty plumb. From this to this is plumb. So that's good. Gonna have to plane down those boards back here, drilled holes and screwed it to the beam from the other side, and then screwed that to that. So should be nice and strong. Today, don't have a lot of time today to work on this, so the plan today is get this boxed in here so we can have access to this nut to tighten it every spring. So let's get to it. Well, it's plenty strong, that's for sure. Let's see if it's plumb. Looks pretty darn plumb to me. So I think that's gonna be nice and strong. So there'll be an access way here. Put this in so I can tighten it. I can always turn the wrench to the other side so I can get in there. Basically this whole thing needs to be a cover, so I'll have to figure out how to deal with that. But we're ready for drywall, which is what we're trying to be right now. Looks a little weird, but it is what it is. We need to access it, so hopefully we can be a little creative to make it look all right. I thought about even making one over there and do some kind of mural between the two or something, who knows, but figure that out later. Well, thanks everyone for watching. That'll probably do it for this video. In terms of how frequently these videos are going to come out, just depends on when the work gets done. The basement remodel is kind of like my winter project, whereas during the summer and spring and fall, I'm working on the tiny house up in northern Minnesota. So there'll still probably be 1 or 2 more videos this winter yet to come. If you have any advice or things you'd like to share on the framing or the next stages of the project, please let me know. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. But thanks everyone for watching, and until next time.